that, we are going to be moving on to a local measure, Measure CC, with the election deadline looming tomorrow, Tuesday, May 4th. Measure CC opponents are fighting down to the wire to defeat the bill. Activist Wayne Lusvardi with the Citizens for Responsible Government is here to talk about some new information that he says may lead to voter remorse if the measure passes. Thanks for being here, Wayne.
Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So I know the LA Times recently reported that a recent appeals court decision where LAUSD will receive anywhere between $600 million to $1.4 billion over the next 40 years through increases in property taxes, or through increased property taxes.
Correct.
And then that's in the redevelopment zones, correct?
Right.
How does that impact PUSD?
Well, first I want to say I don't speak for the No on CC campaign. I'm different from them, and I'm not their spokesperson.
Absolutely.
Just so that everybody understands that. I'm for Citizens for Responsible Government, and we're not for no taxes, we're for responsible taxes. The next thing I want to dispel is that I'm here to scare everybody on the eve of the election, and that I'm just a blogger who runs a blog, and things on blogs can't be trusted. I have a letter I'm going to give you from the city manager of Pasadena that says in redevelopment funds, in a letter to the City Council on March 25th of this year, that $13,076,000 was payable in redevelopment funds to the PUSD. And so I can't say definitively, but this is what the city manager's own letter said.
Now, is that letter really saying that all $13 million is going to PUSD?
No, to be honest, that's true.
Okay.
But there's also corroboration from David Tchaikovsky, who's a former LA Unified School District board member, you may know the name, who left a message and a post on my blog, a comment, corroborating as a third party the court decision recently by the state appellate court that more redevelopment funds are going to be made available to school districts. And so I can't say, I'm not a lawyer, I can't say how much and when, but it does seem to be that some relief is on its way for the local school districts thanks to the courts.
Mm-hmm. But is that a guarantee, even with this ruling that directly affects LAUSD, is that a guarantee that PUSD will also be getting the similar types of funds?
The comment Dave Tchaikovsky left on my website says that PUSD doesn't need to sue the city of Pasadena to get these funds. There's no second measures necessary. And so since he's an expert at this, I trust what he's saying.
Okay. Now, I know that PUSD, we had contacted them to come on the show as well. I know they have a board meeting at this same time. And they had said that, the district has received about $78,000 in redevelopment funds this past year. So they're predicting $780,000 to $15,000 increase in the annual redevelopment funds. And this is a lot less than the $13 million that you had indicated.
Well, not that I had indicated, but the city manager indicated with the word payable to the PUSD. So what are we to expect? More than the redevelopment funds, my own research finds that there is no deficit at PUSD. The state of California says they only have a $9 million deficit, not a $20 million. You can go on their own website or my blog to find that.
Okay. Well, obviously, that's what this measure is all about. They are saying that there is that deficit, and this is, they're trying to gather this money. With all the challenges in public education, even if there was a windfall, as you say, there is more money that comes in. Is that a bad thing for PUSD students, our community, our economic growth?
We want, all of us are on the same side of the fence. We all want the schools adequately funded. The problem is they didn't put a provision in Measure CC so that the taxpayers could get rebated if they were overfunded by accident.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for coming and talking about that.
Yeah.
And you definitely, your article was listed at Pasadena Sub Rosa.
That's the blog, PasadenaSubRosa.com.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And tomorrow is the deadline to drop off your mail-in ballots between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m., either at Pasadena City Hall, Metropolitan Baptist Church in Altadena, or the Sierra Madre Public Library.